Good morning, my fellow R's. It's Friday the 21st of August. You know what that means. We've finally got the fixtures for the new season. Better still, yesterday we got our new kit. We got a new sponsor. So we're going to be talking about the fixtures. We're going to be talking about the new kit. We're going to be talking about the players that we've actually signed and also the players that we've been rumoured to be signing with. This is going to be a mega video. This is the 2021 season preview. Hello my fellow R's, yes it's me, it's P Block Scuds. We are going to be talking about everything that's happened so far since the end of last season, since the end of the lockdown period. I've got my coffee because this is going to be probably a long video and I'm going to need that to keep me going. Wow. So today we've had the fixtures released. Yesterday we had the kits released. Last week we've had signings, even this week we've had signings, so it's been a bit of a mad one recently, so this is probably the perfect time to talk about it all because as of September the 12th we will be kicking back off in the Championship in the new season. So let's just jump straight into the fixtures, shall we? They've come out this morning, 9 o'clock. Bang! I was there watching Sky Sports News, waiting to hear the who our opening fixture was going to be, because let's face it, we all don't want to be sitting at home when we face Brentford. We want to be in the stadium. We want to go to that Lego stadium and smash it down. But also, we want to be in the stadium when we get Wycombe at home, because Gareth Ainsworth, the legend that is, deserves a standing ovation. Not only for what he did for QPR, but for what he's done with Wycombe. I'm pretty sure that 99% of you will agree with me when he took over at Wycombe. That sort of become everyone's second team, shall we say. Like, you'd always look out for the Wycombe results. You'd always see how well they've done. And the fact he's got them up, time and time again, that deserves a massive round of applause. He's done so well as a manager. And I also know that a lot of you would love to see him be QPR manager in the future at some point. Obviously, that's never going to be in the near future because I think Mark Warburton is doing a tremendous job. It was a shame with the end of the season that it didn't go quite to plan. But by the end of it, when the boys, I think, started getting back into the swing of things, that was when, we looked like a great team again. We've made some signings now, so hopefully that'll bolster the squad. Obviously, we still haven't lost Easy or Osei, so that could be a good thing in terms of the on-the-field stuff. Financially, that could be a bad thing that we haven't managed to sell them. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to the fixtures. So, the opening game, Saturday, September the 12th, Nottingham Forest at home is our first game. That is a massively tough fixture. However, it's good because we can get that one out of the way. Obviously, we want to win it. There's no doubt about that. But I'll take that. It's a strong start, and at least we're at home for a change, because the last couple of seasons we started away and we finished away. This season we start home and we actually finish at home, so that's good. So yes, we start against Forest on Saturday, September the 12th. Then we are away to Coventry the week after. Following that, then we have Middlesbrough at home. Then we've got a couple of games against Sheffield Wednesday and Bournemouth away. Preston, then Birmingham are at home. So, my theory is they are some winnable games. Yes, Forest is going to be a tough game. Yes, Bournemouth will probably be a tough game. But Coventry, Borough, Wednesday, even like Preston and Birmingham, we should be picking up some massive points here. If we get off to a good start, I think it's only going to put us in good state. Now, let's look at the Cup final number 1, which is Watford. That will be on Saturday, November the 21st at home. because of Troy Deeney, this is now deemed as a cup final because he came out with it last season in the cup saying it was our cup final. It was never our cup final. The guy was chatting absolute, yeah, you know. But still, if we are back in the grounds by October, like they're proposing, November the 28th, Brentford away. The Lego Stadium needs to be torn down. It's a crap stadium. Honestly, what they're thinking with the seating, I don't know. But if we're back in the stadiums and we can go, the Blue and White Army will be marching down to Brentford to play them. And the reason I say Blue and White Army, not because that is our natural colours, but we'll talk about that a little bit later with the kits. So another London derby is Millwall away on Tuesday the 8th of December. And then if we can get up to Wickham, i.e. being in the stadiums, we have them away on Saturday, December the 19th, right on top of Christmas. So I think that'd be a really nice present for everyone if we can get up there, because I've done Wickham away on a pre-season friendly. It's not the most glamorous of stadiums by no means. It does literally from the outside look like Asda, you know. It looks like a supermarket, but it is a good away day. So hopefully we can get up there. Yes, it's going to be cold. It's probably going to be like miserable weather, but sod it. We'll travel where we have to and do what we have to. You know what I mean? So moving on to New Year's Day. Well, sorry. Let's hold on. Let's reverse a little bit there. So Boxing Day, we have Swansea City at home on the 26th of December, and then on not even New Year's Day, thankfully, we can all actually have a lie-in this year, which is next year, I suppose. That's how you put it if it's New Year. But yeah, that's when we have Luton Town away. That is a game I actually would really like to go to. I've never been to Luton's grounds, and I know that you have to go for a load of housing to get there and whatever. But that one is on the 2nd of January, which is a Saturday. And then the following Saturday, no, not even the following Saturday because of the FA Cup third round, my apologies. Saturday the 16th of January, Wycombe Wanderers at home. We need to be in the stadium for that because we've got to give the legend his standing ovation at the end of the day. Obviously, we still want to win the game, but before kick-off, when he comes out and sits in the dugout, he needs to get a massive round of applause. We need to be singing his name, the lot. Let's make it like a Gareth Ainsworth Appreciation Day, so we say. Then at the end of January, on Saturday, January 30th, we have our replay in the Cup final, which is against Watford. Again, I mean, I have done Watford away, but I'd love to do it again. It's local enough. It's easy to get to. I think it's probably the stadium's actually changed now since I went, which was the game which we won automatic promotion, definite, in the 2010-2011 season. Then moving into February, Wednesday, February the 17th, the scum come to us. We have Brentford at home. We need to be in the stadium for that one. We've got to shut them up because they do a lot of this. Because they're the little team, they do a lot of that, and we need to shut them up. Smash them at home. The boys need to be singing loud and proud. The Blue and White Army, putting it to that team from Twickenham. Not even West London, they're from Twickenham. Then moving into March, we've got Barnsley at home, Bristol City away, Huddersfield at home, Millwall, another London derby at home on Wednesday, March 17th. And then I completely forgot about our fake hoop friends. I've just noticed that, we've got them on Saturday, the 20th of March away. Let's go back a minute. Oh, so Saturday, the 12th of December is when we've got the fake blue and white hoops at home. Again, we need to be giving it to them large. And then towards the end of the season, that's when we start having a bit of a reverse of the start of the season. So, for example, we have Coventry at home on the 2nd of April, then Forest away on the 5th, Sheffield Wednesday on the 10th, Middlesbrough on the 17th, Swansea City at on Tuesday the 20th, Norwich City on the 24th at home, So there's a lot of reverse fixtures there. And then the last two fixtures, the last away game, we are away to Stoke on Saturday, May the 1st. And then the final game of the season is against Luton Town on Saturday, May the 8th. Now, of course, all these fixtures could change due to postponements because of cup, weather. It could change because of Sky getting involved, because we all know that Sky love to get involved. They'll get their claws into a team this season. I think my prediction on who they're going to get their claws into could be Forest, possibly Bournemouth and Norwich. You know how much Sky love to big up a team so much. Oh, it'll probably be Brentford again, because last season they couldn't kiss their backsides like hard enough, really. Even the playoff final, obviously, it was two scumbag teams, but I'm so glad that that Fulham went up, because at the end of the day, they're a tourist club. They don't bark. They just get on with it. They accept the fact that they are a tourist club. But to be fair, they have been in the Prem quite a few more times. Brentford have never been in the Premier League, and that is the most funniest thing, is that they lost the final, the first chance to get back in it properly, and they were, I think even they knew they were odds on. The commentators couldn't stop kissing their asses enough. So yeah, it's so nice that the little boys in Twickenham, that bus stop, didn't get anywhere. So that's the fixtures anyway. I'm happy with the fixtures. I'm going to say that I think on paper there are a lot of winnable games in chunks. There's also going to be a lot of hard games. At the end of the day with QPR, we never do anything normal. We never do anything easy. We have to make it hard for ourselves, because if we didn't, then who would we be? We'd just be another boring team. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the fixtures. I think we are gonna do all right this season. We've just got to keep that consistency, and we'll be okay. I mean, realistically, at the moment, this is just fixtures. You can't say, oh yeah, we're going to win these games, we're going to win those games, we're going to lose those games, we're going to etc. It all comes down to obviously how we start, where we pick up form, where we pick up the consistency. But yes, on paper, I like the fixtures. I think at the moment we're going to be okay. We're going to be all right. So now we've had a quick coffee, let's move on to the next thing, which is the new kits. And finally, we've got a new kit. It felt like every team in the Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, all released their kits like weeks ago, even months ago. But this is QPR. We're always like last to get it out. But yeah, basically what happened was yesterday, the club announced a new shirt sponsor, which is Football Index. And wow, was there some backlash. And I mean some backlash. Looking at Twitter and Facebook, a lot of people were not happy with the new sponsor because it is to do with gambling. Now, Football Index isn't a bookie as such. You can't do bets with them. But basically, you buy into a player and his stock goes up and down. It's basically like a stock market for footballers. So in that sense, yes, there is still money involved, and it is still to do with gambling. And I do understand people's concerns, because it is promoting something that, if people get addicted to, it does lead to horrible things. It's a bit like why we don't have alcohol sponsors anymore, because at one point we had Guinness, Liverpool had Carlsberg, Rangers had Carling, Newcastle had Newcastle Brown Ale, and obviously they stopped all that because it was promoting drinking, which again, if you get addicted to it, it's not a good thing. Anyway, basically, so the club announced the new sponsor, and then they came back on Twitter and said, how about you show us the new shirts with our logo on? So about half an hour later, QPR released the home kit. Then Football Index went back and said, great, how about the away kit? And then about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they released the images for the away kit and the goalkeeping kit. Now, before I give you my views on the kits, I need you guys to go and comment below and tell me whether you like it, whether you hate it, what changes would you make, anything. Just let me know what your thoughts and feelings are on the kit. So let's have a look at the new shirts. So first of all, when the kit was released, I looked at it and my initial reaction was, that's a Reading kit. So what I had to do was I looked at it and then went away. I came back and looked at it again, went away, and so forth. Did that a few times just because I didn't want my initial reaction to cloud my overall reaction. And basically, it gets a thumbs up from me. I like, obviously, we've got the blue and white hoops as always. I actually quite like the retro style collar and edge of the sleeves with the thin red piping, I suppose you'd call it. My only negative with it is I felt like there should have been another hoop at the top or like a bit of blue on the shoulder. There's a lot of white empty space going on, which is why I say first I thought it was a Reading kit. Yeah, for me that's a little bit of a letdown, but overall I like it. It's going to be one of those that I'd like to see in the flesh, obviously to give it the proper A-OK. But yeah, overall, yeah, it's alright. And it's funny, a friend of mine also said to me about the sponsor being so high. I didn't really notice it first of all because it is quite a minute sort of sponsor, but then again, I mean with this one, it's quite high. So yeah, overall, really, I like it. I do really like it. Then we have the away kit, and again, looks at it, went away, looks at it, went away. Yeah, I'm gonna say I like it. I'm not. I don't know. It's gonna grow on me. I think it will grow on me. It's great because it's a proper colour. It's not a pastel blue or a bloody pink, which is nothing to do with the club at all. It's obviously the red and the black, with red shirt with the black shorts, and it's a nod to the '82 season, which is quite nice. You know, they referenced it saying a nod to our past, and now it's our future. Yeah, I was a little bit set aback. It reminded me of an old Barnsley kit, to be honest. And also, Football Index are actually sponsoring Nottingham Forest this season as well. So had to check their new home shirt. Luckily, it's not the same as ours. But yeah, I think it will grow on me. A lot of people like it, which is good. That's what the club is always hoping for, that people like the shirts. I personally wouldn't buy it. I may get it when it's like end of the season and it's on the cheap. I will be getting the home shirt, obviously. But yeah, it gets a thumbs up, but just for me at the moment. And then let's talk about the goalkeeper kit. You're probably going to be thirsty, like just looking at it, because it does look a bit like a 7-Up can or bottle or whatever. I like the top green and I like the lime green piping, but I don't like the diamondy fade into the lime green. It does look a bit awful. So for me, that's got a thumbs down, but I'm never going to buy a goalkeeper kit anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. Yeah, not really too fussed about that one, but hey ho, each to their own. Someone will probably buy it, someone will really love it, so fair play. So yeah, that's the kits, and yeah, I can't wait to get mine, and obviously get my usual scuds and 17. Someone did actually say to me, why don't you get P-Block scuds put on the back? 2 reasons. One, I'm not made of money. It's going to cost a hell of a lot to get that put on my back. And 2, I always get scuds. You guys know me as P-Block scuds. Other people know me as scuds. Sometimes I think people don't even know my real name, which if you don't know, my real name is actually Lee. but that's too short to have on the back. So no, I'll always have Scuds, and I'll always have number 17 on the back. So yeah, the shirts are being put on sale on the 5th of September. So that's when they'll be available to buy in the club shop and online. Personally, I wouldn't suggest buying it online because you probably won't get it until the season after next. But yeah, so overall, quite happy with that. As I say, let me know in the comments what you think of the shirts. So let's go ahead now and look at the signings that QPR have made so far. There are 3 in total. One of them we already know very well, the other 2 not so much so. So I'm going to have a quick look on Wikipedia and some stuff and get to know about them a bit more. So first up we have George Thomas. Now, George Thomas we got from Leicester on a free. He never actually played a single game for him, although he was heavily featured in their under-23 squads. He is only 23 himself now. I think this is the time for him to really kick on with his career. George is a midfielder. On Wikipedia it does say striker/midfielder, but we have actually brought him in as a midfielder. And he started his career at Coventry City, where he played a total of 42 times and scored 5 goals. George is also a Welsh international. He's played for Wales senior team 3 times. Prior to that, he played for the under-17s, under-19s, under-20s and under-21s. And yeah, just looking around, I mean, he's been on loan at Scunthorpe, where he made 37 appearances and scored 3 goals. He also was at ADO Den Haag on loan, where he made 2 appearances. So yeah, there's not really a lot to go on with this. I've seen a mixed response in terms of some people saying it's a good signing, some people say it's not. Especially as midfield isn't really the place we need to be signing players because of the lack of defence and lack of strikers. But we'll get onto that in a little bit. So yeah, that was George Thomas. Okay, so the next signing was the return of Luke Amos, this time on a permanent deal. It was undisclosed how much we got him for. From what I've heard, I believe there was a lot of add-ons. There was even a rumour about there was a 40% sell-on clause. So if we was to sell him on, we're not really going to get a lot in return. Tottenham are going to take a big chunk of that. But we all know Luke. He played for us last season. On loan, he's made 34 appearances and scored 2 goals. Both of those goals came in the heavy defeat at Barnsley. Prior to that, yeah, he was a Tottenham youth player. He's basically been with Spurs since 2006, I'm reading. As for the actual first team, he only ever made 1 appearance. Other than that, he's been to Southend on loan and Stevenage. Southend he made 3 appearances, and Stevenage he made 16 appearances. So problem was he did have a really bad injury. Luckily, once that injury cleared up, he came and then played for us. And the start of the season, as you know, I wasn't a massive fan. I asked what his role was, like, you know, what if he was even playing. But by the end of the season, like after the lockdown period, definitely saw a different side in how he was playing. I think also after the lockdown period, Warburton was actually playing him in a more attacking midfielder role, and I thought it suited him really well. I thought him linking up with Chair, Eze and Osei Samuel was great. I thought he really brought then something to the team. So now I've seen that side of his game and I've seen what he can do. I'm actually really excited, and I'm glad we've got him on a permanent. I do think he fits in the team really well. And last but not least, we have made a signing in a striker. Finally, we do actually have a striker to our books, and it's permanent. It's not a loan deal, so we're not going to lose them like we did with Wells. Lyndon Dykes is who we signed. He came from Livingston. Now, it was funny. I thought he was actually Scottish, and then when I watched the interview and heard the twang, didn't even realise he was actually Australian, but with Scottish parents. So he had a really funny accent. So yeah, basically his mum and dad are Scottish, but he was born in Australia. He spent most of his career out in Australia by the looks of it. I mean, he's played for Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Gold Coast City. There we go. Surfers Paradise Apollo. What a name for a team. I'd love to see their shirts. But then when he did come to Scotland, he played for Queen of the South, 86 times, scoring 14 goals. And then Livingston, he played 28 times, scoring 11 goals. So, you know, he's still young himself. He's 24. So I think, you know, if he's going to be one of those strikers that once he gets one, he'll then score more. You know, again, I don't know a lot about him. It doesn't really tell me too much about, you know, how good he is. But we did sign him from Livingston for £2 million. Let's just hope that's $2 million well spent. But I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I mean, he's already come out and said that he just wants to do the best for the team. He wants to give the fans a reason to get behind him. He even turned around and said he wanted to be a club legend like Les Ferdinand. That to me says a lot. You know, if he's saying that, then you know that's because he believes in the project that obviously Mark Warburton is getting together with the youth. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this guy's going to do, and just hope he just keeps smashing them in and gets us loads and loads of goals. And also he is going to be wearing the number 9. So even though the squad numbers have not actually been released yet, he is confirmed as being the number 9. So like he said in his interview that he obviously is going to chat to Les, hopefully pick up some tips and that. And I just hope he does, you know, replicate that shirt really well and kicks on to become a club legend. So there you go. They are all of our current signings, and hopefully there will be some more. So let's talk about other news and rumours of potential signings, or you know, who we're interested in. Firstly, I'm kind of surprised. We accepted a bid from I can't remember it was, in the Netherlands for Asai Samuel. He couldn't agree personal terms. He didn't want to move out there, and I don't blame him, to be fair. If he wants to kick on with his career, he's got to be looking at the Prem and only the Prem. We still haven't sold him. And the other one is Eze. I think we was all, you know, set on him leaving this season. So far, Palace came in with a measly 8 million offer with add-ons, which was way off the mark. West Ham are interested but just don't have the money, and obviously in return we wanted Hugill, but now he looks like he's going to Norwich. Tottenham have been very quiet, even though we thought they would come in for him. So potentially at the moment we could still have these two players for the start of the season. January could be a different outlook, but we'll have to deal with that when that comes around. But if that's the case and we are keeping them, then great. I think you could see the talent by the end of the season. These guys going forward are just a brilliant talent. We just need obviously a striker to make sure that we are taking the chances and scoring. So let's now move on to some of the rumours that are going around with potential signings. So firstly, let's talk about Jordan Hugill. Obviously we only had him on loan and he went back to West Ham. West Ham have said they haven't got any plans for him in the future, but because they were asked after Eze, I think the club went in and said, look, we'll sell Eze to you, providing obviously you pay us, but could we have Hugill in the opposite direction, either permanently or on loan? I think the problem was, as I said before, West Ham just don't have the money, so that's why they're sort of called their interest in Eze at the moment. But also, I think they wanted too much for Hugill, which the club would obviously turn around and say, okay, fine, we don't want him permanently, but we would have still taken him on loan. Obviously, a lot of mixed, feelings, shall we say, on Hugill, because when he did score, it was great, but when he was missing simple chances, just not being in the game, obviously it upset a lot of people. So obviously when the talk about him coming back, there was a mixed response. Some people saying, yeah, we'll take him back, we need the strikers. Some saying, no, leave well alone, we don't want him back ever again. It is what it is. So is he going to come to us? No. I believe Norwich have gone in with a 5 million bid. I think West Ham have accepted it. So that one is now, I think, dead and done. So next up, a player we was linked with was centre-back Charlie Good, who was at Northampton. We were only willing to pay 500,000. They wanted $1 million, and guess what? Brentfast came in for him, and they bought him. So that one is definitely not happening now. It would have been nice to have got him, but like a few people said, it's a step up, massive step up from League Two to the Championship. So who knows how good he's actually going to be. And another player we have been linked with, another centre-back, is Robert Dickey, who plays for Oxford. There are a few teams that are looking at him. This one is still a good possibility. I think Oxford obviously want as much as they can get for him. Whether the club are willing to pay that, I don't know. But I personally would say yes, invest in it, because A, we need centre-backs. And B, it will be good to get that, that proper sort of type of defender again. Not that I really know too much about him, but from what I've heard from a lot of people, it's all sort of positive things they say about him. So with any luck, we will get that one over the line before the transfer window closes. And finally, I've just been looking on the internet, going through some of the rumours, and this one that's just come in. It says that this is from News Now 72, that we are looking at ex-Tottenham Hotspur defender Christian Maghoma. I'm guessing that's how you say his name. He is from the DR Congo. Tottenham released him at the end of 2017-2018 season, and he's been currently playing in Poland. So again, he's another youngster. How old does it say he is? He's 22. So yeah, he's a free agent because he only played in Poland for, what was it, a season or two. He has also been linked with Middlesbrough and Blackburn, but you never know. So if obviously the Dickey deal doesn't go through, we could be looking at bringing this guy in instead. So one final thing before I go, I forgot to mention obviously in the fixture part that our first round Carabao League Cup fixture is away to Plymouth. It should be a winnable game. This actually will take place a week before we kick off in the Championship. Hopefully, obviously, QPR will sort out the streaming so we get to watch it. But then again, it's the Cup. Do we really care about the Cup? Probably not. Obviously, it's always nice to have a little Cup run. But we always seem to falter at the first or second hurdle with the League Cup. I never really understand why. But yeah, so that's who we've got in the first round. But other than that, that is it for this preview video of the 2021 season. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please make sure you hit that like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can keep up to date with all my videos. But also, let me know in the comments below, was there anything I missed? Is there anything I should have talked about or wanted me to talk about more? Anything, always just let me know in the comment section below. I do read the comments. I do appreciate you taking the time out to leave those comments, and I also then try and obviously better my videos with the content given. But yeah, that is it. I don't know about you, but I am massively excited for the new season. Okay, obviously we're not going to be there in the stadium to start with, but fingers crossed we do get back sooner rather than later. But other than that, thanks guys for watching, and as always, come on you Oz.